What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with another Destiny 6 video. Today it's time to get you guys all caught up on everything that we've been working on with regards to our account progression, a couple of the new units that we've been trying out, and then of course let you guys know what we got going on in our current guild pay to win as far as recruitment goes, okay? First and foremost, account progression. As you might have guessed, I have been able to finish out the nightmare stages. We've got all of those completed. I have been working on farming out those crests with regards to the giant stages and whatnot. So because of the simple fact that I have relatively, I don't know how the other way to say it, basically some of the more OP units in the game, as I'm showing you guys right now, I didn't have any issue getting these cleared out for the first time, okay? Regarding our dungeon, the regular dungeons, whatnot, the daily dungeons, now some of those have been sitting at level 7. Some of the elements are still at level 7. I have not pushed into the level 8 category because basically I'm waiting for my orbs to get a little bit better so I can showcase some teams for those level 8 stages, see if I can get them done without some of the top tier units out there. But I've definitely realized that no matter how you look at it, there's just some type of mechanics that you're definitely going to have to incorporate, okay? And so when it comes to some of you guys that are working into the nightmare stages, you guys have already heard it countless times as far as the quality of the orbs, making sure that you have the right substats, making sure you have those crests to get all the extra subsets that you're looking for. But the big thing that I'm really realizing in Nightmare is the usage of defensive buff, some kind of defensive buff or damage mitigation. I mean, it seems like without question it's like super important, and I really haven't been able to find a composition that I've been able to clear something for the first time without some kind of damage reduction here. So whether it's through the leader skills, whether it's through a buff like a Paper Soho, or whether it's through like an innate skill, something like a Paper Eve that has her second skill that actually provides a small reduction of defense or damage reduction there. Any way you can get it, it seems like that's been kind of the way to go for me. In our last video, we talked about 2 different units, or 2 videos ago, we talked about 2 different units that we were looking to build. We went ahead with Rock Arcana, and we went with Scissor Benito. In the last video, we showcased Rock Arcana on the PvP side. I have been able to play around with her on the PvE, and she's actually done quite better than I expected her to be. One of the things that we did not mention in that video is her ability on the first skill, the one that shoots an arrow in, does a little bit of damage, and then if you get a critical hit, when the skill explodes, every critical hits that you get a small little bit of a heal. I think it equals out to 4k heal, which was about 240% of my attack power. Now, what I neglected to mention was that the fact that burst of attacks that spread out, each of those attacks have the potential to critically hit, and if they do critically hit, that is a lot of heal that can be brought your way. Now, it's going to be obviously pretty hard because of the fact that her 2 skills, one of which is giving you that critical rate buff to help you out with the heal. But of course, you're generally not going to be, spamming both of those skills at the same time to use them. You're going to be cycling through those skills as you try to push through your content here. So, but I will say this though, if you are lacking a healer and you are looking for something to mess around with, and maybe you don't have something that's super OP or whatnot, you want to play around with it, I do feel like she is a decent candidate for a solo healer. Obviously, I would prefer her using her as a solo healer with some kind of damage reduction. If you're fortunate enough to have the new unit, Scissor Elkie, that's going to be fine. Scissor Gannic, we got Paper Eve. Anything that can give you a little bit of damage mitigation paired up with that healer is definitely going to do well as you move up into the Hell and Nightmare modes, okay? Regarding the pay to win guild, if you guys are not familiar with that, that is YDCB's guild that he created at the very beginning of the Destiny 6 kind of journey, so to speak. I personally went ahead and joined him, as obviously I started making content right after he got going on. At that time, as you guys know, I'm part of the FFL community on the Summoners War side, so I have not really gone out of my way to make any kind of guild or whatnot, just simply for the fact that I just have a lot of responsibility on my end, so I'm not going to spend any time creating my own guild and trying to run it. That being said, I've definitely I've been offered the opportunity to kind of help them out with regards to guild management. So I'm just going to be doing a little bit of recruitment for you guys if you are interested in joining. Now, as far as the guild requirements go or anything like that, basically all I'm doing is looking for some players that are not more just kind of basically looking to assist with regards to conquest. Now we don't have the guild wars implemented just yet. So if you guys are familiar with conquest by now, basically I'm going to be kind of taking some requests as they come along, and then hopefully seeing if I can find people that have, at the very minimum, maybe two bleed and burn comps or two bleed and dot comps, basically, that I'm looking for. We have a lot of people that have been sending requests as of late, but they are essentially just leveling up their premium units, and they're not really concerned about conquest. So even though we don't have some crazy recommendations saying, hey, you need to be super OP, you need to come on in there, I'm basically looking for people that can contribute. So if you guys are working on those conquest teams, please feel free to shoot us an invite, and I'll take a look at your stuff. And hopefully within a couple of days here, you will be able to see if you got accepted or not, as we've been cleaning out some of the people that have essentially kind of fallen off the bandwagon when it comes to Destiny 6. Now, the state of the game, I'm not going to get into that just yet. That's going to be for a separate video, but you guys know I've been holding back on talking about everything and anything going on regarding this game. So many things to talk about, the good, the bad, the ugly, but I'm going to go ahead and hold back my thoughts until I can sit down, take about 2 years to gather them, and get back to it when it comes to that. Regarding the current situation here that we got going on, if I haven't told you guys in a previous video, right now I'm basically waiting to just clear the stage 8s, the final stages of those daily dungeons. I'm waiting for the descendant dungeons so I can show you guys that, some of those Nat 5 bosses, so that we can go ahead and test that out. And then last but not least, I'm basically asking you guys to see what kind of other units that you want me to go ahead and level up. Now, getting back to that one that we were talking about at the beginning of the video, the last one we built was Rock Arcana, but we also built Scissor Benito. I went ahead and 6-starred him. I got him awakened out and put some decent bravery runes on him, got a little status activation. As far as my personal thoughts on him, I do think he's actually a pretty good unit. I love his range on both of his skills. I love the DPS that he can get out with this second skill. It's a stacking ability, so it actually does relatively well. The only downside to it is kind of the reason why we initially built him. One of the big things about him is that his skill levels up to a 4-point break, right? So basically, if you are looking to incorporate him in your lineup, when you have this one maxed out, then you're going to get a lot of value out of that, considering that all the nightmare stages are, you need 4-point breaks to go ahead and take out the bosses. And of course, some of the harder stages in the giants and the daily dungeons or whatnot there, you're going to be needing upwards of 5 to 6 point breaks. So having a unit that can do a 4-point break is really nice. But unfortunately, as you guys might have guessed, his current skill is level 2. So unless you're using him in that striker spot, which of course you're going to be generally using for some kind of damage mitigation, I can't get a lot of value out of him right now. But that being said, I am testing him out, and I will go ahead and see what we could do down the road as far as some of those stages that we could test out. Now, if you are looking for something else that you want me to build, keep that in mind. That's basically kind of where I'm at right now. I'm in a position to take a closer look at some of these units that maybe you guys you've pulled and maybe haven't seen a lot of people showcase, and we want to go ahead and test them out, because I think right now at the state of the game, where it's currently at, we're basically waiting out for content. We're basically waiting to see what they do, if they're going to go global server or not. So considering that's going to be a little bit my guess anyway, I'm just looking to test out some units, and essentially I'm doing what you guys are doing right now, which is building essentially farming those orbs day in and day out, so that when I get new units that I want to test out, I got the orbs ready to go, or when I'm trying to improve some of the crests on these monsters, so I can make them a little bit more consistent for my teams. I'm working on that as well. Yeah, so right now I'm looking to see what you guys want to do. Put it in the comment section down below as far as you want me to test out. Now, I will say this, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get that situated, because as you might have guessed, we have been super fortunate, not once, not twice, but 3 times now with regards to our black market here. The unit that I've been waiting for a very long time, the Scissor Shaolin, is available here. We're sitting at about 6,100 rubies. So of course we're gonna go ahead and do all of the different events and whatnot. We got a couple of events going on right now where I have some things available. I have about 1,500 to 1,600 available, and then as I make my fodder to level up for the next 6-star, basically what I'm going to do to generate myself some extra what's it called, rubies, I'm looking to take some of these random 2-stars and 3-stars that I have not pushed up and get them up within a 5-star fodder so I can get some free stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen this here, but just to kind of showcase, I'll pick just a 3-star for now. One of the things that we take a look at here when it comes to achievements, I think this is something that gets overlooked here. Obviously you guys know that the codex and working on the codex so that you can get the free titles and the free fodder is extremely important. But one of the things that I see people not taking advantage of is the evolution aspect here. So making sure that you guys are taking some of those 2 or 3-star monsters, paying attention to which ones you have completed so that you can come back here and get yourself some free rewards at least one time with whatever unit you use. So right now I do have a 3-star Kitsune sitting here, and so for the next the next 4-star, the next time that I decide to make a 5-star fodder here, I'm going to be able to generate 200 rubies because I'm going to go ahead and take this one up to 4-star Awaken, just for the simple fact that I already have her 3-star Awaken because I worked on her for the codex, and then taking her up to the 5-star fodder, I'm going to get 200 rubies for that, and that's just one unit. In that aspect here. So again, there's a lot of rubies to be had. If you guys are struggling here right now, you're in a situation where you're sitting here just trying to collect those rubies and you've exhausted all of your rubies that you've gained from the events, or you've already cleared the tower promises, then take a look at that. I think that's going to be pretty useful for you. Okay, so next one up here, to kind of finish off the video, I think, gosh, I could have swore we had a legendary scroll. I don't know if we still have it. I might have summoned it already. Maybe I got rid of it, but if not, we're going to do, I don't know what I did. I thought I had a legendary scroll. Maybe I didn't, but we're going to go ahead and do 10. We're going to do 10 superior scrolls here to see if we can get lucky. I do not have, out of these current ones that we have available, I do not have Rock Natalia. Now, I don't really need Rock Natalia, but for, as of right now, because I do have some backup bleeders and whatnot that I can use. But I feel like Rock Natalia is one of the better, if not some of the one of the best bleeders in the game. So for my situation, I currently have 2 relatively strong bleed teams, but obviously regarding the whole the level 16, level 70 bosses right now, the hard to hell bosses, you're not going to sit there and try to take it down with a regular burst team. You're obviously going to be using bleed bird teams. Those are going to be the more promising teams, the more consistent teams that you can use in order to get those high conquest points and secure those chests at the end of the week here. So if we do pull them, great. If not, it's all good. I will just keep on using what I got. Knowing my luck, we should not, there you go. That's not, knowing my luck, it's not going to happen this time around. Again, Netmarble was nice enough to give me that Scissor Shaolin so that I can go ahead and, get that one here. I'm looking to play around with her on the PvP side, so I'll definitely get her. I'll 6-star her so that you guys can see that. But of course, like I said it before, earlier on in the video, I'm definitely looking to see what some of the monsters that you guys want to play. Ooh, that's good. So I don't have the Scissor Nereid, a pretty unique monster. And I do have both of the Wukongs, and I do have the Saru. So a couple of units that I can go ahead and play around with there. And of course, this week is the 4-star grade arena. So we could do a video at the end of the week playing around with some of those 4-star teams. That being said, we are limited on the ones that we can use to really push up high, simply for the fact that they're all sitting at like a 5-star max, that I don't have a ton of fodder to go ahead and push them and make them all 6-star. Okay, but that being said, it all depends on what you guys want me to test out. Keep that in mind as you guys look at your monster box and try to figure out what are some of the unique monsters that maybe you guys feel can make an impact in the game, but not a lot of people have tested out. Okay, so that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish, your ChildishPlays. Checking out. Take care. We will see you all in the next Destiny 6 video. I'm out.